Welcome here to TalkFCB and welcome back to the channel, guys, as we come into yet another weekend in La Liga. It's still early in the season, but the tests keep on coming. We coped well against Real Sociedad in the opening league game at the Camp Nou. We showed very, very encouraging signs, but right here, we go away to their Basque rivals, Athletic Club, in a game that promises to test us in many different ways. Can Barça stand up and impress us again? We're going to find out with everything you need to know coming right up. Because kickoff there will be coming to us at 10 p.m. local time, live from San Mames in Bilbao. Here are the times, guys, right around the world, so you can certainly get involved in this one. Because I think a trip to San Mames, it's always difficult, isn't it? It's a very, very intimidating place to go. Doesn't matter who you are, all of the big teams in Spain, they have struggled here in the past. And even now, without a full capacity, it is still going to have that eerie feel about it in many ways. And elsewhere in La Liga this weekend, Barça will kick off proceedings there on the Saturday, but it's going to be followed on the Sunday by Atletico taking on Elche after the reigning champions got off to a winning start in La Liga. Real will go away to Levante. They also comfortably won in their opening match, and Sevilla too will travel to Getafe, as Barça will be hoping here not to make any slip-ups early on, because this promises to be, again, a close title race. But honestly, guys, coming into this game, I think we can all be positive. I think we can all be very much encouraged by what we saw in that first game against Real Sociedad. We've spoken a lot about that game in the week gone by, the very good high pressing, the good energy, the intensity we showed in that performance. I think it was also, as well, quite a clinical performance from Barca. I think we scored in really clutch moments. You know, you think of that Braithwaite goal just before half-time to make it 2-0 to Barca. That was a really big moment, and we did certainly finish our chances well. But I think along with that too, we were 3-0 up, of course. We did let that slip to 3-2, then it ended up 4-2. I think there are things as well that we will look to improve upon and look to certainly rectify in this game. You look at the lack of concentration after going that far ahead. You can't fall asleep. Doesn't matter if it's 3-0, 6-0. Whilst the game is still going on, you've got to be switched on. You have to be motivated for the entire 90 minutes. And I would also look as well to Ronald Koeman in terms of those subs and the timing of the subs as well. You've got to make good choices from the bench. You have to impact the game positively as a coach, and he'll be looking here to make the right changes at the right times, this time against Athletic. Because when you look at the kind of challenge that we are going to be facing, Athletic Club last season had the best defensive record outside of the top 5 in La Liga. They didn't have the best season ever, but what they always are is difficult to beat. They only conceded 42 goals last season. They always make it tough in the big games. It's almost like they raise their level when the challenge is really on for them. They beat Sevilla last season. They beat Atletico Madrid. Remember that goal there from Inigo Martinez late on to beat Atletico, and certainly in the Supercopa against Real Madrid too. They have shown time and time again that when it's a big game and a big matchup, they can cause an upset, which is why we need our best level. Because I think even more so when you're looking back on last season, we did actually face Athletic on 4 different occasions, and I think every single game sort of gave you something a little bit different. Because our first meeting there last season against Athletic came in the league. It was 3-2 in our favour, and I actually think that game was much, much more in Barca's favour, and actually that scoreline doesn't really do the performance justice. That was a really, really good game from us on the day. Then, of course, let's not forget the Supercopa final, the Lionel Messi red card, the fact that Athletic came back in extra time, then went on to win the game. That stunning winner from Iñaki Williams. That was a game that really, really did hurt us. Then again in La Liga at the Camp Nou, very close match, 2-1. And then a complete contrast to all that, revenge that we got in the Copa del Rey final. 4-0. Griezmann was outstanding on that day, just as he was, to be fair, in the Supercopa final. And I just think here, this is another game that tests us without Lionel Messi, whereby we come up against a team who are going to cause us problems, who are going to make it difficult for us to break them down. We scored 4 against Sociedad without Memphis scoring, without Griezmann scoring, and I just hope here particularly that those two can get themselves off the mark, get themselves goals, and really fire up the confidence. Griezmann in particular, like I say, has a good record against Athletic, and we'll be hoping here that they start their season with a bang. But if we do indeed move on to the team selection and first of all the squad list that Ronald Koeman has to choose from ahead of Saturday's match, you can see there that Gerard Piqué is involved. Ronald Koeman confirming earlier on, we discussed it on MORETALKFCB, that Piqué is absolutely fine to play. Griezmann, Memphis, Braithwaite all involved in the squad as well. And I was really happy to see again the young players, Youssouf Demir, Nico Gonzalez, Gavi, Alejandro Balde, all included there in the team. And if they get their chance, you can absolutely guarantee that they are going to grab it with both hands. And I think when you're looking at the starting lineup, it is going to be interesting in this game because obviously against Sociedad, I think the team worked really, really well. Obviously, you got Neto in goal. That is going to remain the same. You can guarantee that. Ter Stegen just about back in training now, but he's not going to play in this one, of course. Neto there will start between the posts. Then at centre-back, it is going to be interesting. I thought Eric Garcia, it was a surprise inclusion on the day against Real Sociedad, but I thought he was brilliant. He had an absolutely perfect start to his Barça career. It was actually when he went off in the game, when he was subbed off by Koeman, that suddenly our defensive shape really started going downhill. So I think Garcia will definitely start again. Piqué, providing he's fit and okay, he's going to start too. I wouldn't be surprised though at some stage if we see Araujo. Certainly when you're coming up against somebody like Iñaki Williams, maybe Araujo would not be a bad bet whatsoever. And I also think at fullback Koeman has a bit of a decision. Of course it's going to be Jordi Alba, but I would also look there maybe at Emerson in this game. I know that he came on against Real Sociedad maybe for the first goal, he didn't cover himself in glory, but Koeman ahead of this game was really talking about the physicality of Athletic Club, about the fact here they are going to put pressure on us. They are really going to go into those 1-versus-1 duels, and I just think Emerson may bring himself into contention for this game. Midfield, I would expect to be the same. Busquets will start. Pedri will play the last game before he has there a little break and a much needed one, with Frenkie de Jong playing a crucial role, of course, in that midfield. And then, of course, is the front three. What would you really change about that front three, given how good they were in that opening game? Antoine, Griezmann, Memphis, Depay, and Braithwaite complementing them really, really well, and he scored 2 goals. You can't really drop someone, you can't really rotate someone after they just come off the back of a performance like that, so I think we're going to see the same front three in this game, but I really do hope that this time around, we didn't against Sociedad, but I hope that Ronald Koeman brings on Youssouf Demir out in those wider areas, particularly late on in games. He can really, really hurt teams in the latter stages of a contest like this, and I just think Koeman, he's not really going to change anything at all. I think it's going to be a very, very similar team, probably identical to what we saw against Real Sociedad, because let's not forget here, the players have had a week to recover. It's not like here we're playing just a few days later. We've had nearly a week's break. Everybody is fit, ready, firing, and hopefully here we can produce the same quality, the same intensity as we did against Real Sociedad. Because if we can, in a game like this, that'll give us huge confidence. And speaking indeed about confidence, you guys are in very confident mood indeed heading into this game. You are expecting Barca to go on and win this one, potentially there by a 2-goal margin. I think you guys are not going too overboard. We all know that Athletic are going to pose certainly a threat in this game. So 2 goals, I think, is a very, very smart one. I'm actually going to go ahead and give a prediction myself. I haven't done this for quite a while. Hopefully it goes well. I'm going to go Athletic 0. Yes, 0. I do believe that in this game we might be more focused. We might be more concentrated for the entire game. We could keep a clean sheet, and I'm going to say Barca are going to score twice. Memphis and Griezmann scoring 1 apiece. Wouldn't that be fantastic? And a win would be huge. So please, guys, do leave your thoughts in the comments down below on the game that we have ahead of us. This is going to really test us and show us exactly where this team is at now, as even though we're still early in the season, these are big games for our confidence. Please let me know all of your predictions in the comments down below. What do you think the final score will be? Who do you think will be scoring the goals, hopefully in our favour? And what would your starting lineup be? Would you make any changes from the team that lined up against Real Sociedad? Let me know that down below. Of course I'll see you tomorrow when all the fun is over. Thank you indeed for watching, guys, and for getting involved. I'll see you then. But until next time, as always, Visca El Barça!